So we're opening up Gusto at the Grand, which is a really exciting little Italian restaurant I'm opening. I'm really excited about it because it's one of those kind of restaurants I've wanted to open for a long time. It's been one of the things I want to do with my career. When I came to New Zealand, I really didn't know any suppliers, and when I was opening the restaurant, it was quite exciting to me how many cool suppliers just knocked on the door and came to say hello. And Anthony and Angela were one of those cool couples that came in.
Well, that was really funny. We'd just gone to his restaurant for a meal, and then he says, "Hi, I'm Sean Connolly." He came and we sat down. We said, "So this is the tomato that we think you should be using. This is what we think of tomatoes," and had a couple of hours of conversation.
I asked them if they could make some of the tomatoes uglier because I wanted them more interesting and more kind of organic on the plate.
And then we felt like we were a meeting of minds.
And he came back to me like 8 or 9 months later with like these beautiful ugly tomatoes, and it's just been a really great relationship. Everything I've asked for, they've kind of gone off and experimented with, you know, like we've been planting San Marzano here out in the gardens here, and we're just trialing different types of tomatoes, trying to find the best tomato possible. So Italians classically do everything from scratch. It's all about the base ingredient, the quality of the produce. So that's why I'm here to make passata today with the Curious Croppers. They are the best tomatoes in New Zealand, and I felt like I was obliged, if I was going to open an Italian restaurant, to use the best tomatoes to make the best sauce.
The best tomato for a passata is a Roma style of tomatoes. So we're using a mini Roma today, and the other tomato that we're going to be using is a San Marzano. So that's an Italian heirloom tomato. That it's not a high yielder, but it's got a nice pulpy, high dry matter that makes a really thick sauce. So if you use, for example, any old tomato, it'll just be a watery slop. What we want is a really fleshy, sweet tomato.
I've got no idea how many tomatoes we're going to use. It's quite daunting. So we keep trying to do estimates. Is it a tonne? Is it 2 tonnes? Is it 3 tonnes for the year? You know, you enjoy using tomatoes in the summer, but as the summer comes to an end and you've got a glut of tomatoes, traditionally it's all about preserving the tomatoes and using them through the winter months. So San Marzano is the classic tomato. It's got the perfect yield, perfect acidity, not too much moisture when you're making a passata. Obviously once the passata's bottled, you can almost use it immediately, but you can lay it down as well for a year as well, and it just improves, I think. And you know, a lot of Italians like to boast about their vintages, you know, their back vintages of passata.
What we do is we're not growing for production, we're growing for flavour. We don't give these guys as much water as they'd like. The trick is to give them enough water that you don't kill them. The varieties you grow are critical. Some of our crops, we have not made any money on them at all, but we persevere with them just because they taste so good. There's a real joy that you get from watching something grow. And it's dead hard, and it's really hard to make them good. So when you get it right, you feel extremely pleased with yourself. And we know we're getting it right when the top restaurants start buying this stuff.
If you ask any chef, they all love Italian food. It's just so simple and pure, and it's just one of those dream menus you want to get hold of and cook. And you know, great chefs love to go out and eat great Italian food, and I just want to be one of those people that can cook really great Italian food. It's just all about the passion from Anthony and Angela's side, and my passion as well for food. Like, it's not an easy thing to do, and it's quite time consuming. The actual mental drain on you, it's been going on for like 3 or 4 months now, just talking about these tomatoes. But you know, the end product is what it's all about. I just want to pass on the perfect passata, the perfect tomato sauce to my customers. Whether it's like, you know, a handmade pasta or, you know, a hand bottled tomato sauce by myself and the Curious Croppers, that's all I care about.